Good day guys! Today nandito ulit tayo sa autofocus test drive area dito sa may MOA. Previously nakagawa na rin ako ng video comparing yung driving dynamics ng mga pickup truck sa kanyang segment. Sa video na yon marami tayong na-receive na mga different comments and opinions about what they think about the different pickup trucks in the market. Marami talagang comments, mayroong toxic, yung iba very loyal to certain brands, pero ang ating ite-test drive lang naman is yung driving dynamics. So not included yung reliability, brand equity, and yung perception about the brand. What we are just testing is yung driving dynamics. So limited yung ating scope ng comparison. Sa ngayon kasi ang ating mga pickup trucks or vehicle, ginagamit natin sa city driving, di ba? Bihira naman mag-o-off-road tayo ng madalas eh. Kahit pangkargahan talaga ang design ng pickup, nagdi-develop na siya through the years. Since nagiging family-friendly na rin siya at nagiging lifestyle truck na. So maganda din talagang i-consider kung ano yung magandang i-drive at ano yung magandang driving dynamics on a day-to-day basis. This time around, i-compare naman natin yung mga PPVs or SUV in the market today. This time around, wala yung Toyota Fortuner kasi wala siya nung test drive unit dito sa event na ito. Ang itetest natin is yung MU-X, Everest, Montero, and Nissan Terra. So, i-check natin kung ano yung may pinakamagandang driving feel on road. So, nandyan yung engine performance, yung engine response, yung transmission feel, yung NVH, yung steering feel, yung handling niya, and at the same time, yung suspension feel. Check natin kung komportable ba siya. Usually kasi yung mga SUV ginagamit for long distance driving. So yung comfort talaga is one of the main priorities ng Philippine consumers. Okay, let's start muna dito sa MU-X na bago na 2025 model. Take note na itong MU-X na to, hindi pa siya naka-EPS o Electric Power Assisted Steering. So yun ang pinakauna kong napansin dito, mabigat yung kanyang manibela. What I'm driving now is yung LSE 4x4, yung top of the line ng MU-X. Ang una ko talagang napansin yung bigat ng steering feel niya since naka 4x4 ito at naka hydraulic power assisted steering. For some, medyo prefer nila yung mabigat na steering feel. Pero in this day and age, malaking advantage kung meron kang EPS. Maginhawa siyang i-drive pagdating sa comfort. Dito kasi nawawala yung flexibility mo, especially kung iba-iba yung nagda-drive ng sasakyan mo. Kung hindi sila sanay sa mabigat na steering feel, medyo maninibago sila dito sa steering feel ng MU-X. Compared dun sa 4x2 variant na na-test drive ko before, medyo mas magaan ng konti yun compared dito na 4x4 kasi medyo mabigat siya talaga. Napansin ko naman sa MU-X, as you can see here, siya yung may pinaka-spacious na interior cabin space. No doubt kapag naghahanap ka ng spacious na 7-seater, ito isa sa mga magandang option nyo. I just noticed na meron na rin siyang ambient lighting dito sa door panel at pati doon sa kanyang dashboard area. Nag-add na rin sila ng soft touch materials dyan sa may dashboard area to improve its overall feel. Okay, i-feel natin on the road.
Cut off na rin kami mamayang 6 PM sir kasi baka traffic na rin daw dito. Pero sa loob hanggang 9 pa naman. Kaya lang di mo rin masyado mafe-feel pag dyan sa loob sir. Konting ano lang. Yung speed niya, acceleration, hindi mo mafe-feel. Ito sir, equipped din to ng advanced driver assist system. Meron siyang dual camera na para siyang mata ng tao. So yung mga safety features po niya is yung mga forward collision, front and rear lane assist,
And then adaptive yun, no?
adaptive cruise control, meron din po siya. Yung tailgate pala nito sir, automatic na rin siya.
One thing I noticed dito sa engine na ito na 4JJ3, dun sa initial pull, medyo nahinaan ako. Pero dun sa D-Max o yung pickup version niya, medyo may malaking difference. Dun sa D-Max na tinest drive ko before, mas mabilis at mas magaan yung feeling from get-go. Ito kasing MU-X, medyo ramdam mo yung heft nung body niya. Parang hindi ko masyado na-appreciate yung power ng 4JJ3 dito sa SUV. It's better doon sa pickup version. Pero on a good note, refined naman yung engine niya for what it is. Yung NVH level dun sa loob is pretty much good naman. It's not the best, pero it's good for an Isuzu. What I like here though is yung kanyang 360 camera. Siya yung may pinaka-advance. Since nag-o-on siya kapag ka nagta-turn signal ka. Ang medyo negative lang is hindi masyadong maganda yung resolution ng kanyang camera. Other than that, pretty useful siya on a day-to-day basis.
Ano sa tingin niyo, sir? Responsive ba para sa inyo? Acceleration?
Yung parang nakukulangan ako sa power.
Ah,
Parang may siya sa acceleration.
try mo nga ulit yan, sir. Bitin pa sa acceleration.
Medyo disappointed ako dun sa power delivery nitong 4JJ3 dito sa MU-X kasi mabigat talaga yung body. Pero what I appreciate here yung kanyang transmission. Yung 6-speed transmission niya hindi nag-gear hunt at maganda yung mating niya with the engine. Kanina medyo na-feel natin yung handling niya, so medyo hefty talaga siya. Given the fact na mabigat yung steering niya, parang may pagod na may ibibigay siya sa long run. On a good note, ang nagandahan naman ako dito yung kanyang suspension. Yung damping niya is tama lang, hindi masyadong soft at hindi naman masyadong matigas. So I suppose yung mga passengers mo dito hindi siya magko-complain about the ride quality. Plus the fact na spacious siya. So family friendly siya. Pagdating naman sa braking, what I appreciate here is yung progression ng brakes niya. Madaling timplahin yung brake niya. Hindi siya bitey at the start at yung progression niya is very smooth at hindi siya spongy compared dun sa Nissan Terra na ite-test drive natin later. So very solid yung brake feel niya. Overall maganda naman yung MU-X. Medyo na-disappoint lang ako dun sa hefty na handling niya. So depende na rin sa buyers kung anong preference niya. Ang sinasabi ko lang yung initial na nafe-feel ko about it. Medyo lacking yung liveliness ng 4JJ3 dito sa platform na ito. Maybe because of the 4x4 system. Medyo mabigat talaga. But overall, okay sa akin yung NVH, refinement, brake feel, at saka yung suspension niya. Comfortable siya sa mga passengers, pero sa driver, medyo hefty yung feeling. Okay, punta naman tayo dito sa Nissan Terra. So, una kong napansin dito, pagdating sa steering feel compared dun sa MU-X, mas magaan siya. Although, pareho silang naka-hydraulic power steering. So, it's a good balance dun sa konting lightness and at the same time, good feel dun sa steering feedback. Actually, I've owned a Nissan Terra before. So, familiar ako sa steering feedback niya. Medyo vague lang siya pag dinrive mo siya spiritedly. Other than that, yung lightness naman niya is very manageable compared dun sa MU-X. Isingit ko lang, pagdating sa space, spacious naman siya for what it is. Pero mas spacious pa rin yung MU-X at mas maganda yung kanyang seating position. Ito kasi naka-theater style, so mas mataas yung upuan dito sa likod. Which is sometimes uncomfortable, pero naka-zero gravity seat siya. Kaya okay na din. Ang maganda naman dito, ang lamig ng kanyang aircon. Okay, i-test drive naman natin sa open road. Pagdating sa engine performance, very familiar ako dito kasi I've owned a Nissan Terra before. Ang masasabi ko lang sa engine nito, it's quite powerful once you gets going. Ang problem lang dito is yung first gear and second gear, medyo may delay ang shifting niya. Medyo ramdam mo yung turbo lag sa start. But once you let go sa highway, masarap siyang gamitin. Itong YD25 engine, magandang gamitin sa highway. Kasi even at higher rev, may torque pa rin yung engine na to. Sa NVH, there is a big improvement from the Nissan Terra before. Especially if you compare this with the Nissan Navara now, mas maganda yung insulation doon sa may dashboard. Hindi mo na masyadong rinig yung engine niya. Since clunky ang engine nito from the outside, hindi na siya masyadong noticeable.
Hindi mabigat siya. Tama na. And na-test drive ko yung UX kanina. Bigat. Medyo mabigat siya.
What I like about this Nissan Terra is yung kanyang suspension. Yung suspension niya is tuned for comfort and stability. Yung iba kasi masyadong malambot yung suspension at yung iba naman is matigas na hindi na siya comfortable. Ito tama lang. So dito sa Nissan Terra, it's a combination of good driving comfort as well as stability over bumps. You can see from the camera na medyo tempered yung movement niya up and down. Unlike sa ibang mga SUVs na nagiging unsettled pag napadaan sa mga unpaved roads. Yung kasi ang nag-a-add sa fatigue sa pagdadrive ng vehicle, yung movement ng sideways motion. Dito kasi sa Nissan Terra, controlled yung movement niya to the point na komportable talaga siyang sakyan. Compared naman dun sa handling versus dun sa MU-X na tinest drive natin before, medyo mas magaan itong dalahin. Mas compliant yung feel at mas control yung movement kasi mas maganda yung suspension niya. To me, ang hindi ko lang gusto dito, yung kanyang brake feel. Medyo may pagka-spongy siya. Sa una, medyo mahina yung kagat at yung biting point niya nandun sa may dulo. So, kumbaga parang feeling mo squeezy yung brakes niya. So, hindi siya confidence-inspiring, especially sa high speed. So, kailangan mo mag-adjust, especially sa mga corners because of its braking performance. Other than that, this Nissan Terra is also a good choice sa kanyang driving performance. Even though meron siyang mga negatives like yung kanyang braking at saka yung kanyang transmission. Pero pagdating sa riding comfort, Nissan Terra is one of the best. At yung NVH niya is quite good compared with the other PPVs in the segment. Overall, Nissan Terra has great handling, great comfort, and great engine for long drives and long stretches of road. Okay, tapos na tayo sa Nissan Terra. So, lipat naman tayo sa Ford Everest. Okay, unang impression sa loob, mas malaki yung difference pagdating sa ambience talaga. So, pagdating sa feel, it's a step above over its competitors. And one thing I noticed when I started driving is ang gaan ng kanyang manibela kasi naka-EPS siya. At even though naka 4x4 system siya, sobrang gaan pa rin nung steering feel. So, kapag ganitong naka-EPS ka, maneuvering sa mga tight spaces is madali. So, magaan siyang dalahin at hindi siya nakakapagod in the long run. So, less fatigue kapag ginagamit mo siya sa mga long drives. So, yung comfort level mo is tumataas because of the light feel. Napansin ko din dito sa interior, very premium yung feel niya. Maraming mga soft touch materials na ginamit inside. You also feel secure inside the Everest. Okay, test drive natin dito sa labas at try nating i-feel yung engine power niya.
So that there's less lag.
So it's not
and
working
it's-
para at the same time, no? Depends on the
It
need.
eventually, pero nauuna yung
Smaller one.
smaller one. So it's just the smoother delivery of power. Kasi problema ng turbo is when it kicks in, it's very jerky.
From the get-go, ang noticeable dito is yung linear power delivery niya. Since by turbo to, nalilesen talaga yung turbo lag sa lower RPM. Actually, yung feeling ng engine is parang naturally aspirated. Since wala siyang lag from standstill at very linear yung progression ng power delivery ng engine niya. Another thing I noticed compared with the previous SUV na tinest drive natin is yung refinement ng engine niya. Since naka-timing belt siya, ang tahimik ng engine niya. Para siyang gasoline engine, ang tahimik niya. Yung NVH niya is maganda rin. Hindi mo masyadong naririnig yung mga outside noises. At yung engine, kahit naka-standstill, very minimal yung vibrations doon sa loob. Hindi mo siya masyadong mafe-feel.
Or less economy. With this one, there's no sport mode. There's only normal, eco mode. And then there's for towing, there's a towing mode. Slippery. It's more for the modes on this, more for terrain. But it also changes the mapping a little bit. That's why it's important. Like for every day, if you want to make a pin, stay on eco mode. These are your modes here. It's just the dial, and you'll see it. I'll do it when you can keep your eyes.
Pagdating naman sa suspension, it's pretty at par with the Nissan Terra. Kung i-compare ko between the two, siguro mas softer yung damping nitong Ford Everest. Pero mas stable ng konti yung sa Nissan Terra. Pero if you will ask me kung may malaki bang difference yung Terra suspension saka yung Ford Everest, hindi mo manonotice yung kanilang difference. Parang magkapareho lang sila. Siguro mas supple lang ng konti itong sa Ford Everest. Actually, yung handling niya on the road is pretty good. May konting body roll but very minimal, so it's controllable. Maling timplahin yung brakes niya. Another thing here is siya yung nag-o-offer ng different drive modes. So, nag-a-adjust yung 4x4 system as well as yung ECU niya sa different drive modes.
When you lock your differential, both left and right tires run in unison. It's like a limited slip or a main one shaft.
Overall, the Ford Everest strongest point is yung driving performance niya on road. So overall, compared mo dun sa kanyang competitor sa segment, malaki talaga ang difference kapag na-drive mo yung Everest. Magaan talaga yung feeling niya at yung handling niya. It feels like a crossover rather than a pickup-based SUV. Yung comfort, yung engine power niya at yung NVH level niya is hard to beat in the segment. Ang needs improvement lang to me is yung power ng brakes niya. Even though maganda yung feel at saka yung progression, I feel like kulang pa ng konting power ang brakes niya. But other than that, it really excels sa lahat ng aspects ng driving performance niya. Okay, punta naman tayo sa Mitsubishi Montero Sport. Ito yung updated version ng Montero Sport na 4x4. As you can see, iba na yung interior feel niya. Yung steering wheel niya na iba na, yung seats at saka yung headliner nag-iba na rin ng color. I'm very familiar with the Montero Sport kasi meron din ako Montero Sport dati. From the get-go, you will experience yung very direct na steering feel niya. Even though medyo hefty o mabigat siya, you still experience a good amount of feedback. So alam mo talaga kung nasaan yung tires mo on the road. In terms of interior space naman, medyo tight siya. Medyo cramped siya pagdating sa width. So kung space ang consideration mo, there are other PPVs na mas maluwag kaysa dito. Okay, itry natin i-drive to dito sa open road para matest natin yung kanyang performance. Ang performance kasi nung 4N15 na engine is very linear fashion din yung power delivery nito. Pero ang power niya talaga is nasa dulo. So you really have to rev up the engine to get most power out of it. Pagdating naman sa engine response, responsive naman siya for what it is. But yung refinement ng engine na to is on the average.
Sa kabila.
Ang isang negative ko lang dito is yung kanyang ride quality. Yung tuning ng suspension niya is stiff on the front and then dun sa likod is super lambot. So ang tendency nun kapag ka napadaan ito sa lubak o sa yung uneven modulation ng road, nagiging unsettled talaga yung body niya. So ito yung sinasabi ko na wallowy ride na na-experience ko in over my 3 years of ownership ng Montero Sport. Malambot yung suspension niya pero nakakapagod dito is yung kanyang sideways motion. At kapag kinorner mo, very noticeable yung kanyang body roll. At yun na nagbibigay ng fatigue during long rides, yung sideways motion ng body niya. But other than that, comfortable naman yung suspension niya at hindi siya matigas. At pagdating naman sa brake, sa lahat ng PPVs na test ko, itong Montero Sport ang may pinakamagandang brake feel. Maganda yung progression at yung biting point niya sa dulo is malakas talaga. At madali siyang i-modulate sa stop and go traffic, hindi siya nakakangawit. And VH level still needs improvement as you can still hear yung noise from outside. But yung engine noise naman niya is hindi masyadong rinig sa loob. Hindi naman intrusive yung noise clutter niya. In terms of engine performance, I would say ito yung one of the best performing engine. Very smooth at maganda yung power delivery and refined siya for what it is. At yung 8-speed transmission niya is very smooth yung shifting. Ito rin kasi yung galing sa AC na ginagamit din ng mga Lexus vehicles. So pagdating sa smoothness ng powertrain, I think itong Montero Sport excels in that aspect.
Kanan po tayo.
Okay, tapos na tayo sa Montero Sport. Hindi na rin natin isasama dito yung Toyota Fortuner kasi wala namang available na unit for test drive. Okay, i-summarize natin. Uulitin ko, ang purpose talaga ng test drive na ito is makita kung ano yung pinakamagandang i-drive na SUV dito sa segment. So, hindi kasama yung maintenance, parts availability, durability, at iba pang aspects na hinahanap ng mga buyers. So, let's try to rank it based on the driving performance. So, ang number 4 in my list is yung Isuzu Mu-X. As much as I like the 4JJ3 engine, I think hindi siya suited dito sa platform na ito. Kahit malaki yung displacement niya na 3.0, it feels sluggish kasi mabigat yung body ng Mu-X. Noticeable talaga yung heft or bigat nitong handling kasi 4x4 pa siya. So, as a passenger, mas komportable ka dito than driving it. On the positive side naman, maganda yung kanyang suspension, yung kanyang brake feel at saka yung engine refinement. On third place is the Montero Sport. Ang advantage ng Montero Sport is yung performance ng kanyang engine at saka yung kanyang powertrain. Very smooth yung shifting at maganda yung matching ng engine at saka yung transmission. So pagdating sa smoothness and power delivery ng engine, hindi ka mabibitin. Ang downfall lang niya is yung kanyang wallowy ride. Masyadong malambot yung kanyang suspension, kaya wala kang masyadong control. So medyo maalon yung ride over uneven modulation sa road. So kahit medyo nag-age na siya, yung kanyang brake feel, engine refinement, it still can compete with the PPVs in the segment. Okay, that's for the Montero Sport. In second place naman is itong Nissan Terra. Si Nissan Terra is very inviting to drive talaga. I don't know why, pero masarap talaga siyang dalahin. Although hindi perfect on some aspects. And the good thing about the Nissan Terra is yung kanyang good riding quality. Coupled pa with the zero gravity seat, so very comfortable talaga siyang sakyan. Yung suspension niya is a perfect balance of stability as well as yung softness ng suspension niya na hinahanap mo na komportable. So kung sa Montero Sport is wallowy yung ride at sobrang soft ng suspension, dito naman sa Nissan Terra is soft pero controlled yung suspension niya. At ang negative lang dito is yung kanyang brakes na medyo spongy at saka yung kanyang transmission na matagal mag-shift from first gear to second gear. Okay, that's for the Nissan Terra. And lastly, ang nasa first place is itong Ford Everest. Makikita nyo rin from other reviews na itong Ford Everest is the best in terms of driving performance. So, based on the actual driving experience, I think I can attest to that din. Sa lahat ng natest ko, siya yung pinaka-crossover yung feeling pagdating sa handling. Hindi mo ramdam na PPV yung dala mo because of its easy handling and light steering. And I think ang strong point ni Ford Everest is yung kanyang experience when you are driving it. You can give the perks sa mga Japanese brands pagdating sa reliability at saka sa easy maintenance. But when it comes to driving experience, malayo ang Ford Everest. Nag-set talaga siya ng benchmark pagdating sa overall refinement. At kahit ngayon nag-update na rin yung mga kalaban niya, siya pa rin yung the best pagdating sa driving performance. It handles well, ang gaan ng steering, responsive yung engine, very linear, suspension is very comfortable at yung NVH niya is class leading. Ang need improvement lang siguro is yung power ng brakes niya. Pero it's good na for what it is. Pero other than that, leading siya in most aspects. Okay, tapos na tayo. So, ang purpose lang talaga is to test kung ano yung driving experience pagka minamaneho mo itong mga PPVs na to. So, it's still up to the buyers kung ano yung preference nila. So, kung conservative ka at importante sa'yo yung durability at saka yung easy maintenance, then go for the Japanese brands. So, kung mas importante sa'yo yung comfort ng passenger mo at masarap gamitin during long drives, at tapos may mga bagong mga technologies, then the Ford Everest is a good choice. You can see a lot of them on the road, even yung mga Rangers. Ibig sabihin, marami ding mga satisfied na customers. Even yung sales ng Ford talaga is tumaas because of these specific models. But there will always be people na who will be negative about the brand. Kahit na sabihin mo na maganda yung brand, pangit pa rin sa kanila. They will always find negative things about the car even though wala silang personal experience. Pero at the end of the day, hindi mo sila masisisi kasi pera naman nila ang ibinibili ng sasakyan. So, depende na lang talaga yan kung ano yung preference mo. Sa akin, kung saan ka masaya, yun ang bilhin mo. Mas mahirap yung nakabili ka ng sasakyan, hindi mo gusto kasi nasway ka sa sinasabi ng ibang tao. So kapag nakikita mo yung sasakyan na gusto mo, parang sabi mo, ay sayang, dapat yun pala ang binili ko. Okay, maraming salamat po sa panonood. Nasa 80,000 subscribers na po tayo. At sana marating ko po yung 100,000 subscribers in the future. Marami pong salamat sa inyong suporta. Na-appreciate ko po yon. Okay, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again my next vlog. Bye!